Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam. Jai Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Begin now. Om Agyantimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamani Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu Sudde Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripata Maham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay, so we will discuss today about little more about Advaita Acharya because tomorrow is his appearance day. So as we saw, there are Panchatattva who appeared, or five tattvas, and we saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani and complexion of Srimati Radha, golden complexion. Then we saw Nityan Prabhu, he is Balaram. Then we saw Advaita Acharya, he is Mahavishnu and Sadashiv combined form, Advaita Acharya. And then Shivas Thakur is Narad Muni, and Gadadhar Pandit is Srimati Radharani. So these are the five Panchatattva who appeared and who distributed love of God through the medium of Sankirtan, the holy names. And this golden age will continue for next 10,000 years. And all living entity will have chance to become divine, go deep, access the prem, the love in their heart. After that, once Kali Yuga becomes aggressive, it is said that after 10,000 years, the Yamuna will disappear and Govardhan will disappear. As we saw in the past, Govardhan was cursed by the Rishi to reduce in size by one mustard seed every year. And during Lord Krishna's time, Govardhan was actually quite big in size. And slowly it has been reducing for past thousands of years, 5,000 years. And it will continue to reduce for next 10,000 years. And then it will disappear. Govardhan will disappear, Yamuna will disappear, and then aggressive Kali Yuga will begin. Ghor Kali, we call it. So that is not a good time to begin. So coming back to our topic of Advaita Acharya. Okay, so it will be free flow, and let us see, we can discuss some pastimes of Advaita Acharya. Tattva wise, he appeared 52 years before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in 1500, around the year 1500, and Advaita Acharya appeared 52 years before. So he is the uh, eldermost associate in a way, foremost associate of Lord Chaitanya. Um, Similar age of his father and mother. Actually, elder to the father and mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. He was so elderly when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, something very, very quick synopsis of the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that because once we discuss about Advaita Acharya, we will be able to understand his pastimes based on the flow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because everybody came to assess Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed on this planet for 48 years. First 24 years, he was in Grahasthashram, I mean, childhood, youth, and then he entered Grahasthashram. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and then post sannyas pastimes are 24 years more. So total 48 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, um, mm, as we saw last time, first there were 8 daughters who appeared, and then 8 daughters, they untimely death of those 8 daughters. Then Vishwarup appeared, who was the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then the 10th child was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was born to um, Jagannath Mishra and Mother Padmavati. Sachi Mata. Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra, he was born. Actually, Mother Padmavati and uh, uh, what? Uh, okay, I'm forgetting the name. Hriday Pandit. Um, they were the father and mother of Nityan Prabhu. Nityan Prabhu was born in Ekachakra. So after the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are lots and lots of pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Um, Boyhood and then youth age. In the youth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very scholarly, very scholarly. Actually, we were discussing about the same topic in Grand Rapids day for yesterday. So during 500 years back, Navadip was considered as the seat of learning, and anybody who is learned in scriptures, they were considered as kind of the best people. And I was giving the example, just like in today's day and age, if somebody wants to get their daughter married, so they will look for somebody who is having a good job, good good education, and good looks, something like that. But 500 years back, if somebody wants to get their daughter married, they will marry to a person who is a jnani, learned in Shastras, grammar, Sanskrit. So those scholarly people. And the just like people go to Kota to get IIT training, likewise, 500 years back, if anybody wants to learn Sanskrit grammar, Vyakaran, and scriptures based on that, they have to go to Navadvip. People from all over India would flock to Navadvip in order to learn Sanskrit grammar and other things. It is described during that time in Navadvip, there were tens of thousands of professors. And how many students? Unlimited students. So that was the like the situation in Navadvip. So first, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became an expert in Sanskrit grammar, Vyakaran. He did not exhibit his divinity right away. We saw that last week also. And like um, somebody want to learn Nyaya, Navanyaya, and Smartas. Doesn't matter who wants to learn what thing. The place to go is Navadvip. And that's where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show to the world that it's not by such scholarly ability that one can please the Lord. Another thing was the people at that time were quite degraded. They would read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, but they will not read it from bhakti perspective, devotional perspective. They would read it, everything was gyan, just based on knowledge. Who knows how many Sanskrit verses? Who can, and the environment was people will debate among each other. Even the students, after they learned the grammar and the Sanskrit, they would debate with their own teachers from whom they learned, with the um, uh, with the desire to defeat their own teachers. And everybody was very atheistic. Nobody will chant the name of Govinda or Madhava or Pundarikaksha. Nobody will chant the names of God. Very few people, they will chant the names early in the morning when they will bathe in the Ganges. Otherwise they would consider chanting at other times as an offense. So that was the environment. There were very few devotees, but the devotees were very afraid of telling anything to any of those people, because they were so atheistic. Now, there are 10 offenses to the holy name. One of the offenses to the holy name is to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. So they were always afraid of telling, because people were so atheistic that if you tell them the Nam Sankirtan or the name chanting names of God is a means for deliverance of this age of Kali, they will blaspheme also. So they were kind of very dry, philosophical people, mostly atheistic, and they were interested in name and fame. They all, like all the students also, like as I mentioned, they would debate with others just so that they can become famous. And so it was like a horse race. That was the time of Navadvip. Like, if you want to be known all over the world, if you want to become famous, then you become a Sanskrit scholar and you go to Navadip and you challenge the big scholars there. And if you defeat the scholars in Navadip, then you can be known as the best Vyakarana. And then you are the person in most demand on the entire planet. So this was the time, place, circumstances during Navadip. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first he exhibited his grammar skills, Vyakaran. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme being. So um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became in very young age as a student, because time, place, circumstances. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show that not by this dry learning philosophical arrangement can you please Krishna, can you make progress in your spiritual life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has this um, 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 whatever he would hear, he would learn just by hearing one time. And I mean, he knows everything in one sense, but for the sake of pastime, at a very young age, like 10, 11, 12, he became the best scholar of Navadvip. Anybody at the age of 12 or 13, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his own school of grammar, and he became so famous as a grammar teacher. That's why first he was called Nimai, because he was born under a neem tree, and because he became a Sanskrit scholar, he was given the name by his own teacher as Nimai Pandit, and he became famous in Nimai Pandit. Just 12-year-old boy, and he started his own school, and he became so famous in Navadvip, in that area, that all the students who would go to other teachers, there were like thousands of professors and lecturers, they all started coming to Nimai Pandit school. and Nimai Pandit became kind of the center of attraction. And even we see from people, scholars from Varanasi and scholars from different part, South India, different part of India, they would come to Nimai to debate. And one of the scholar we heard is Digvijay Pandit, because he was such a scholar that because of his intense worship of Saraswati, Saraswati would sit on his tongue. So everybody knows, if you go to Navadip and defeat the scholars there, then you can call yourself as Digvijay. Vijay means victory. Digvijay means one who has never been defeated. So he was known as Digvijay Pandit, means a Pandit who has never been defeated and nobody can defeat him. And this Digvijay Pandit has like thousands of disciples that would go with him all over the place. And then he came to Navadip, and Navadip, many of these professors, they actually developed envy towards Nimai Pandit, because they saw Nimai Pandit is only 12 years old and he has become the word renowned scholar, the word renowned Pandit. Pandit, if somebody gets the word Pandit at the end, means they are high class people in a way, in that race that was going on. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first exhibited his excellence there in that area, and there were very few devotees. Now, one of the so when Advaita Acharya, coming back, we'll discuss about more about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes later on. Coming back to Advaita Acharya, when he saw the condition of these people, they were so mad after becoming uh, uh, grammar, Pandit, Vyakaran, Nyaya philosophy, and all these dry speculative philosophy. And although Advaita Acharya was um, uh, interested in propagating bhakti culture, people were not willing to take it. And that's where Advaita Acharya would resolve that no mortal being, no living entity can call for the Supreme Lord. Only if I, Mahavishnu, if I call for the Supreme Lord, then the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, may personally descend. And that's when we discussed last week, he started worshipping Ganga with Tulsi, that even I am helpless. And other than Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, nobody can uh, rectify the situation. There were many great devotees, like Shivas Thakur was there, Shivas Pandit. He was so among all these great scholarly people, there were very few devotees, including Haridas Thakur was there. Haridas Thakur is actually Brahma in his previous life. And Brahma, he was bewildered by Krishna's illusory potency. So he stole all the cowherd boys and the cows and the calves. Um, uh, so Lord Krishna expanded himself into all the cowherd boys, cows, and calves. And later on, when Brahma came back after 1 year, he saw all the cowherd boys, calves, and cows. They were just like before, and he was bewildered. So Lord Krishna revealed to him that they were all expansion of Lord Vishnu. And then in front of Brahma's eyes, Brahma saw that all these cowherd boys, calves, they all entered into body of Lord Krishna. So Brahma understood the position of Lord Krishna, but Brahma felt very sad, because he felt that because of my being Brahma, being in such a high position, um, uh, uh, and because of my pride, I was illusioned and I could not understand who is Lord Krishna. So he prayed to participate in Lord pastime and in a humble mood. So he wanted, because he felt that because he was born as Brahma of the universe, he was attacked by the illusory energy and the pride. So he wanted to take birth as a Malecha, as a Muslim, as a Yavana. So and then by the mercy of Lord Krishna, he appeared as a Muslim, and his name was Haridas Thakur in God Leela. So Haridas was there. Haridas Thakur was also little younger but similar aged as Advaita Acharya. So they were good friends. So there was some small devotee circle. There was Shivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit, Murali Gupta. These are names you may not be aware, but that's all right. Mukunda Datta, Haridas Thakur, Advaita Acharya. So they all will have their own sangha, their own devotee congregation amidst the mass of um, um, uh, Sanskrit scholars. And these devotees, this small group of devotees, they would not speak much to anyone. They would keep to themselves. They would keep their worship hidden, worship their deities, chant the holy names in their own homes. And sometimes they would do kirtans. And when they would do kirtan, these Sanskrit scholars, because they were very puffed up, they would come and they would kind of shout at these devotees. And they would say, where does it written in the scriptures to cry like this? You are just emotional fools. Human life is meant for learning the Sanskrit and reading the scriptures and attaining the gyan, and you guys just sentimentally sing and cry and dance. Where is all these dances? So in this way they would criticize the devotees of the Lord, and devotees of the Lord would feel very much pained because they were so atheistic people. So at one instance, these devotees went to Advaita Acharya's home. It was called Advaita Bhavan. They went to Advaita Acharya's home and they told Advaita Acharya that how um, uh, the devotional service of the Lord, which is the ultimate goal of human life, is being um, uh, um, kind of toned down, is not valued, um, and instead all this philosophical speculation and gyan is given so much value. So Advaita Acharya, when he heard the words of all these atheistic people, Advaita Acharya became very angry, and then he started dancing. It's called the lava dance, like fire, in great anger, hearing all these people. Advaita Acharya shouted on top of his voice, "Today I shall destroy all these people." And he is Mahavishnu. He is the cause of destruction. So today I shall destroy all these atheistic people. And then he would calm down, and then he would understand that actually Lord Shri Krishna will soon appear, and then he is going to deliver through his love all these people. And then he would tell the devotees that please calm down. Soon Lord Shri Krishna will make his appearance. So in that way, um, the appearance of Lord Shri Krishna was awaited, and that was the environment. But although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit was there, nobody could understand the divinity of Nimai Pandit. Now, one of the person, Nimai Pandit has an elder brother. His name was Vishwarup, and he would also associate with Advaita Acharya and others. Vishwarup. So Nimai Pandit, although like every afternoon, Sachi Mata, she would tell Nimai, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to go and call your elder brother for lunch. So and this small Nimai, in his teenagers, he would go to the assembly of devotees, and he was very respectful to devotees. And when he would enter the assembly, when Advaita Acharya and others would look at this small boy, Nimai Pandit, they would feel the same love and attraction, as if they would chant the holy names of Krishna or hear about Krishna Katha. They would feel the same divinity. So Advaita Acharya was so much, and all the devotees were so much attracted to Nimai Pandit, and they would think that if at all Nimai would become a devotee. But at the same time, because he was the child would just come and he will tell Vishwarup, his elder brother, that mom is calling you for lunch, please come. And these devotees, Advaita and others, they were very much impressed by Vishwarup, because Vishwarup would explain Bhagavad, Shrimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita in the mood of bhakti to Lord Krishna, devotion to Lord Krishna. Likewise, Advaita Acharya, so they all were same class of people. And they would also avoid the association of Nimai Pandit. because if anybody would go to Nimai Pandit, and Nimai Pandit was famous as the world renowned scholar at his teenager age, and he would start arguing with devotees on grammar, and devotees will just kind of could not understand what Nimai Pandit scholarly capability, and they would just try to run away. But they were all still very much attracted to Nimai Pandit. And then eventually, as time passed by, and Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his father passed away, Jagannath Mishra. And then he went to Gaya to perform the Shraddh ceremony. And there he met Ishwar Puri. And Ishwar Puri was a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So uh, um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much impressed by Ishwar Puri, and he received initiation from Ishwar Puri. Now, something about Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri was the disciple of Madhavendra Puri. Now, there are many stories connected to it. Can't go in detail um, at this point of time. So, but in short, Ishwar Puri was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri was a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. And Madhavendra Puri was in very old age, and he could not walk. He could not. He was completely invalid, can't do anything. So Ishwar Puri would kind of, when Madhavendra Puri would even pass stool and urine, Ishwar Puri would clean it. Ishwar Puri in the old age served his spiritual master in such a humble way that his spiritual master blessed him. He blessed Ishwar Puri that you will become famous as a great devotee of Lord Krishna everywhere. May you attain pure devotional service, because the importance of having a guru and then receiving the mercy of guru is quite powerful. In a way, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado yasya prasada na jati kutopi. One who has received the mercy of Lord Krishna, uh, one who has received the mercy of spiritual master, receives the mercy of Lord Krishna. And one who displeases spiritual master, he displeases Lord Krishna also, because the spiritual master is dearmost servant or most confidential to Lord Krishna. So the means to attain Krishna's mercy is through the mercy of spiritual master. And actually, Madhavendra Puri, he had two disciples. One was Ramchandra Puri, and one was Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri very menially served his spiritual master Madhavendra Puri. And Ramchandra Puri, he actually became offensive to his own spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri. So as a result of that, Ishwar Puri became a great spiritual master, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Ishwar Puri um, as his spiritual master, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to glorify Ishwar Puri and his devotion to his spiritual master. But Madhavendra Puri, because of his offense to his spiritual master, Ramchandra Puri, because of his offense to his spiritual master, he eventually found fault in Lord Chaitanya, and it is said that in the next life he became a ghost, Ramchandra Puri. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, he met Ishwar Puri, and he was very much attracted by um, um, the devotion of Ishwar Puri Lord Krishna. And then Ishwar Puri told Nimai Pandit that what good can your grammar, can your Vyakaran do to you? Rather, we are part and parcel of Krishna, and this form of life is meant to serve Krishna. And the best way to serve Krishna is by chanting Krishna's name. Why don't you take up the chanting of Krishna's name instead of all this scholarly ability, which is all temporary by nature, limited only to this life? So in this way, Ishwar Puri, he told Nimai Pandit to become a devotee of Krishna. Now, naturally, like just for example, I was sharing the other day also, um, most of us may be continuing our Krishna consciousness from previous life, And then when we met some devotees, we begin our Krishna consciousness from where we left off in previous life. But till we meet devotees, we may be acting as kind of ignorant people. But once we come in touch, we resume our Krishna consciousness. Likewise, um, same is true when the Supreme Lord Himself comes also. So, and Nimai Pandit, although Supreme Personality of Godhead, he exhibited uh, Radha Bhav. He actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna came to experience Radharani's devotion for Lord Krishna, Radha Bhav. So, as soon as Ishwar Puri gave him, and he told him that you should chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is coming from all the scriptures. He told to Nimai Pandit, and Nimai Pandit started chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And because of, that awakening of Radha Bhav, he started dancing in ecstasy. Tears would come from his eyes, hair would stand on his end, all these symptoms of ecstasy. He would tremble, he would fall down, he would have change in his complexion, um, different symptoms of ecstasy. And then Nimai Pandit, he was given the name Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So that was his initiated name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit, now turned Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he went to his spiritual master Ishwar Puri, and he would say that, what kind of mantra have you given me? Um, I cannot contain myself, um, and all these symptoms are exhibiting. I lost all of my thought process. What have you given me? And Ishwapuri would say, that's because you have attained perfection right away. And people do tapasya sadhana in devotional service for so many lifetimes, and they cannot attain that you have attained perfection. And there is a lot of description that Ishwar Puri, when he would see, every time he would see this child Nimai Pandit, he would remember Krishna. And he also felt very, very special attraction, but even Ishwar Puri could not understand. But in one of the dream, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he revealed to Ishwar Puri, and that's how Ishwar Puri understood what happened and who is this boy. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now turned into devotee. He came back from Gaya to um, back to Bengal, and then the news spread. The news spread that Nimai Pandit has become a devotee, and devotees were always very much attracted to Nimai Pandit as a child. And when they heard the news, Nimai Pandit has become a devotee, became very ecstatic. So Advaita, Gadadhar, who is Srimati Radharani, um, Srivas Thakur, they all were very much amazed. And so when Gadadhar heard that Nimai Pandit has become a devotee, he went to Advaita Acharya's home, and he told Advaita Acharya that, did you hear that Nimai Pandit has become a devotee since he came back from Gaya? So Advaita Acharya became ecstatic. And Advaita Acharya told the devotees who came, they said, I want to tell you something wonderful that happened yesterday night. Yesterday night, I was trying to understand a particular verse of Bhagavad Gita, um, and I could not understand the meaning. Okay, what does it mean? So I was praying to Lord Krishna to reveal the meaning of this verse to me, but I could not understand. So in that distress condition, I fasted from my evening meal, and then I slept. And when I slept, a unknown person came to me, and he said, "Get up, Acharya. Why are you lamenting unnecessarily regarding the meaning of this verse of Bhagavad Gita? In due course of time, I will personally tell you the meaning. Now, give up your lamentation and take your meal. And you should know that your loud callings of offering tulsi leaf and tulsi manjaris to Ganges water and Shaligram Shila, and your intense desire for calling me, these prayers have now been heard. Now I am coming. Now get up, lament no more, and take your evening meal. So in this way, Advaita Acharya got the dream, and the voice said that the result of all your fasting and tapasya and devotion, everything has come to fulfillment today. Now get up and lament no more and take your meal. So when the voice disappeared, Advaita Acharya could not recognize who that voice is or who that person is, but Advaita Acharya understood that something is going to happen today. And then devotees came and told him that did you hear Nimai Pandit has become a devotee? So Advaita Acharya became ecstatic, and he started chanting Hari 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 like a madman, jumping and dancing, and all the devotees could not understand. And then he explained this dream to the devotees, but he did not say it very clearly, but he mentioned that I saw that some divinity is going to come. Then Advaita Acharya was relating that how throughout his childhood, Advaita was thinking, that's why I was so much attracted to this boy Nimai Pandit. Although he was a scholar and I hate all these kind of people, but somehow this boy, I always felt special attraction. And then Advaita Acharya was thinking in his mind that he's a thief. He was hiding his original identity, and I'm also a thief because I'm also hiding my original identity. Only a thief can understand thief. So today I have understood this other thief and who he is. Now he cannot hide anymore from me. So next day what happened is Gadadhar Pandit was very close friend with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there is a description that as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from Gaya, he was so much feeling in separation from Krishna that he immediately exhibited his Radha Bhav, and he could not contain himself. So, but he was the greatest scholar on the planet. So he had his own school, and thousands of students would come to his school. So then again he went to the school, and then somebody would ask what is the meaning of this grammar, Sanskrit grammar text. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would reply, this grammar text, it originates from Krishna, and everything originates from Krishna, and we can understand everything as it is only if we take shelter of Krishna. So we take shelter of Krishna by through the name of Krishna. And then he would start saying, where is Krishna, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? And then he would start crying, where is Krishna? And all the students were very much bewildered. They were like, what happened to our Nimai Pandit? uh, any question anybody would ask, anything he would read and explain, he would link it directly that the source of everything Krishna, and where is Krishna, where is Krishna, where is Krishna. So the boys felt like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the boys felt something like something changed completely in this visit to Gaya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told the teacher of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu studied grammar under a person called Ganga Narayan. So all the students, they went to him and they said to Ganga Narayan that Nimai Pandit, since he came back from Gaya, something changed, and he just continuously chant the holy name of Krishna, and he cries saying, where is Krishna? So Ganga Narayan came to Nimai Pandit, who is now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he asked him that I am receiving a lot of complaints from your students. And Nimai Pandit said, I cannot teach anymore. I cannot speak about anything other than Krishna. And then in the next day in the school, he told to all his students that if you are all interested in grammar, I cannot teach grammar anymore. I cannot teach anyone. Uh, um, please forgive me. Like that, he would submit to his thousands of students, and thousands of students, they would love, everybody loves Nimai Pandit because the Lord is all attractive. So thousand students, they would say to Nimai Pandit, if you cannot teach grammar, then we will not study grammar anymore. And we just want to be with you. And whatever you teach, devotional service, that's what we are going to learn. You speak about Krishna, we'll hear about Krishna. So that much everybody loved Nimai Pandit. So, and then he would go home, and Mother Sachi was very much and distressed to see the condition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he would go in the veranda and he would look into the sun, into the moon, and everywhere, and he would cry and fall down, saying, "Where is Krishna?" And Sachi Mata would come, and Sachi Mata says, "Nimai, Krishna is in the heart of every living entity. Please come and take prasad." And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will start breaking his heart like with his nails, and he would start to bleed. And then he would say, "Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna?" And Sachi Mata would become like ghastly afraid. At that time, Gadadhar Pandit would come, and Gadadhar Pandit will tell Krishna, "Krishna is coming, Nimai, Krishna is coming. Krishna is on his way. Be patient, Nimai. Be patient." And then again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would fall down saying, "Where is Krishna?" And he would cry and he would fall down. So like that, this love we cannot understand. This it takes one to know one. As we become more and more, we can understand, we can get a glimpse of this love that Srimati Radharani has for Lord Shri Krishna, which is oceanic by nature. So the next day, Gadadhar Pandit, he took Nimai Pandit to the house of Advaita. So this is the first time um, that Nimai Pandit, after he became a devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to the house of Advaita in Advaita Bhavan. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he saw Advaita, he, in all humility, he folded his hand that, "Advaita, um, you are um, um, the foremost among all the Vaishnavas, and I was so much into so many other things that could not respect you ever." And then seeing the devotion of Advaita Acharya, Nimai Pandit or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to cry, and he fell down crying, and he fainted. And Advaita Acharya was thinking in his mind, "You cannot cheat me anymore. Um, um, I know you are a thief, and I will reveal today to everyone who you are." So Advaita Acharya then he prepared the Arati paraphernalia, and he started offering lamp and deep and all other articles of worship, Argya and Madhuparkha and Achmaniya. So in this way, he started offering all the articles of worship to Nimai Pandit. And then he washed the feet of Nimai Pandit. He garlanded Nimai Pandit. He put sandalwood pulp on Nimai Pandit. In this way, as devotees were watching, he was worshipping Nimai Pandit when Nimai Pandit was in a fainted state. So Gadadhar Pandit, he could not understand why is Advaita, who is the foremost of all the devotees, the most senior elderly, he is treating Nimai Pandit in this way. So Gadadhar Pandit told Advaita Acharya that is it appropriate to offer such worship to someone who is so junior to you in age? I mean, he is like his grandfather. Imagine a grandfather worshipping the grandchild like in in such a pomp and show, elaborate way. So Gadadhar Pandit could not understand. Gadadhar said, "Is it appropriate to worship someone junior to you in age in such a way?" And then Advaita Acharya would say, "Gadadhar, get up, wake up, Gadadhar. How long will you understand that he is a person? How long?" And then this was Advaita Acharya's mood, that he said, "Now I have understood you," because he saw the dream. "Now I have understood you. Now I will reveal your true nature to everyone." And then Gadadhar Pandit thought, indeed, maybe he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Indeed, maybe. So in this way, then after few days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became the center of attraction of all the devotees. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Advaita, Gadadhar, and others that why should we waste time sleeping? Let us chant whole night. So then all the devotees, they started gathering at the house of Shivas Thakur. It was called Shivas Angan. And like Shivas Thakur has a big home. So in the house, they would gather, and whole night they would do kirtan, and they all would exhibit all these divine symptoms of ecstasies. This was the time actually when there was a birth of kirtan. Kirtan began, large scale, massive kirtans began from Shiva's Angan. So Shiva's Angan is called the birthplace of kirtan. And then whole night they would do kirtan. And Advaita Acharya, somewhere he got a thought and he said, everybody understood the position of Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but if they say to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu anything about you are the supreme personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would close his ears and he would say Vishnu, 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 and he would run away. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always take a humble position, and he would never hear anybody calling out to him in any divine means. So Advaita Acharya, he said, I'm going to reveal um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's divinity to everyone, and I'm going to test him. So next day, um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told all the devotees that tomorrow we will celebrate the Vyas Puja, the Vyas Puja of Nityananda Prabhu. So basically, Vyas Puja celebration is like birthday celebration of pure devotees. That is called Vyas Puja celebrations. So tomorrow we'll celebrate the Vyas Puja of Nityananda Prabhu. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made an announcement. So it was like huge gathering, lot of kirtan, lot of Mahaprasad, and lot of dancing. So that was expected. And then Advaita Acharya, he thought that I personally want to test uh, Nimai Pandit. Although he got a dream, he had this, but he still had some doubt somewhere. So Advaita said, so Advaita, without telling anybody, he went to his home Shantipur. Now Shantipur is around 1.5 hours drive from Navadvip, Mayapur. So Advaita Acharya had two homes, one home in Shantipur and one home um, um, uh, in Mayapur, Navadvip, near to where Shivas Thakur and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit they would stay, but one far away, 1.5 hours. So Advaita Acharya took his wife and his son. His wife name was Sita Thakurani. She is actually expansion of Yoga Maya, and then his son Achyutananda. And then Advaita Acharya took all of them and he went to Shantipur. And then he thought, let me see what happens next. If really Nimai Pandit is the Supreme Lord, then he will know everything what happened. And Advaita Acharya didn't say to anybody. He just told his wife and child, chalo yahan se. And then they went to Shantipur. So the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gathered for the Vyas Puja celebration of Nityananda Prabhu, and all the devotees were chanting ecstatically. And then Nimai Pandit wanted to show his mercy. So Nimai Pandit told the brother of Srivas Thakur, whose name was Ramai Pandit, and he told him that I think I shared this pastime last week. Nara, bring Nara here and ask him to worship me. And all the devotees, when they heard this line, ask him to worship me, they were very pleased, and they became filled with love because they all wanted Nimai Pandit to accept it, but Nimai Pandit would not accept. So they said, ask him to come and worship me. Tell him, stop testing me and stop hiding in Shantipur, and tell him I am waiting. Tell him um, you have I was happily sleeping in the ocean of milk, and then you called me here. So I was happily sleeping in the ocean of milk, and you brought me here, and now I have come here, and now you are hiding yourself in your home in Shantipur. Come quickly. So then Ramay Pandit became very happy. All the devotees became very happy. Ramay Pandit went to Shantipur. He told Advaita Acharya that Nimai Pandit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling you. Then he said, "Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to call me? Why should I go to see him?" And then Ramai Pandit said that he said, "I was sleeping in the ocean of milk, and you called him by your loud cries, by your fasting, by your worship of Tulasi, Shaligram with sandalwood, by your prayers. He has come, and now you are hiding." And when Advaita Acharya heard that, he became filled with divine love. And uh, then Ramai Pandit told Advaita Acharya that Advaita, listen to the Lord in your heart, and do however you are inspired. And then Advaita became very happy, and Advaita told Sachimata that let's go. And then Sachimata already know the divinity of Nimai Pandit. So Sachimata gathered all the 64 articles of worship, and she came. And then Advaita wanted to test the Lord again, so he um, stayed at the house of Nandanacharya, and he told Ramai Pandit that don't tell anyone. Just go and let's see what happened. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already knew the tricks of Advaita. So as soon as Ramai Pandit went into the assembly of the devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told in front of everyone that tell Nara to stop testing me, and don't hide in the house of Nandanacharya. Come here immediately, and I am waiting. And that's how Advaita Acharya um, became filled with the reciprocation from the Lord, and then he came, and then he worshipped Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in front of everyone. On one particular instance, uh, um, I think, yeah, I don't remember what all I shared last time, but there's a particular pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Mahaprakash Leela, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his divinity. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of Shivas Thakur, and he sat on the throne of Vishnu, where Vishnu was being worshipped. And he told all the devotees to worship me. And then Advaita was there, and all the devotees were there. That time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed lot of mercy to all the devotees. So first Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Advaita, and then he called Advaita and he said, "So Advaita, do you remember the day when you um, could not understand the meaning of this particular verse from 13th chapter Bhagavad Gita, which says that Sarvataha Panipatra, which says that the Supreme Lord has his hands and legs everywhere, and you could not understand this verse, and you fasted. And then in the dream, somebody came and explained to you, and then that was me. And then um, uh, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Advaita that the meaning of this word Sarvataha means Sarvatra. Sarvatra means that the Supreme Lord is everywhere, Sarvataha, which means the Supreme Lord is in the heart of every living entity. And because he is in the heart of every living entity, he is present everywhere. He is all pervading through his Paramatma picture. And Advaita Acharya, naturally, he said, in a dream I saw something divine, but he did not give the detail. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told this much detail and more further detail to Advaita Acharya Prabhu fainted in divine love. And Advaita Acharya Prabhu had no word to say, and he just said, "My Lord, the purpose of my life is I just want to assist you in your mission." And then slowly, one by one, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed divinity to many other devotees. There was one more devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, um, "Do you know? Do you remember the night when you were being attacked by the Muslim rulers, and you were running for your life, and it was the dark night, and the Muslim rulers had planned to kill you and rape your wife and daughter, and you were running to save your life, and then you came to the bank of Ganges, and they were behind with mashals and sticks chasing you, and then you came, and then you saw there was no boat across the on the Ganges, and it was raining stormy night, and you prayed to me. You prayed that, my Lord, at this point of time, my life and my dignity of my family, everything is in your hand. Please help me in this situation. Do you remember that night? And do you remember that suddenly a boat appeared from nowhere, and you told the boatman that I will give you my life, my wealth, my home, everything I have, I'll give it to you. Please take me and help me cross the Ganges. Do you remember that time? And then he told that devotee that it was me. I descended from Goloka just to help you because you are my devotee and you called out to me in devotion, in love. I came to help you. And that devotee fell down, fainted with tears in his eyes. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Haridas Thakur. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Haridas, do you remember the day when you were being told by the Muslim king to stop chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because they felt threatened by your devotion to Lord Krishna, and they thought, how can you, being a Muslim, chant the Hindu mantra, and they wanted to kill you. So they all came and told you to stop chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then you said that uh, I will not stop chanting the holy names of Krishna, even if you cut my body into 1,000 pieces. If you cut my body into 1,000 pieces, every single piece of my body will chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Do you remember that? And then the Muslim king, he was so much offended by you that he gave an order to um, beat you in the marketplaces with whips on your back until you die. Do you remember, Haridas? So um, nobody can survive for more than 2 or 3 marketplaces, 2 or 3 villages. So what they would do in order to give a ghastly punishment, they would tie the person to be punished by the horses, 2 horses. The horses will drag um, um, and they would be dragged on their bellies, and then on their back they would be hit with the um, uh, those hunters until the person dies. And do you, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Haridas Thakur, do you remember, you are being beaten up till 13 marketplaces, and you are constantly chanting the names of Krishna, and nothing happened to you. Even nobody could survive 2 marketplaces, but nothing happened to you, even 13 marketplaces. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately became angry with Sudarshan Chakra in his hand, and he said, I was ready to kill those prosecutors who were harming you. But because you are constantly praying to me to please forgive them, the chakra would not leave my hand. And that's why I forgave them all because of your deep compassion for them. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took off his uttari, the 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 outer cloth he was wearing. He took it off, and then he Mahaprabhu turned his back, and then he showed all the hunter signs were on the body of Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu back was bleeding. And then Haridas Thakur fell down weeping, and all the devotees bitterly wept by seeing that condition of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu said, actually, because you are my devotee, I covered your back with my complexion. And that's why, even after being beaten up at 13 marketplaces with so many hunters, not even one scratch came on your body because I took everything on me. And then it was such a wonderful pastime that all the hunters, they were tired. exhausted to the level of death, and Haridas was smiling. And they asked Haridas Thakur, now we have to die. Haridas Thakur asked them, why should you die? You are killing me, why should you die? Then the hunter said, we have to die because we cannot kill you. We failed. We have tried our level best to kill you, and nothing is happening to your body. So when the king will come to know we didn't kill you, the king will kill us. And then they became depressed, that now we have to end our lives in the hands of the king. Haridas Thakur, oh, that is the case. You should have told me before. And now see what I do. And Haridas Thakur immediately took a deep breath and he left the body. He went into the samadhi. No symptoms of life. And then they all became very happy that Haridas Thakur died, and they took him to the king. The king ordered him to drown the body of Haridas in the ocean with a stone, and then that will be the um, punishment for the body of this Muslim who would chant Hindus mantras. And then they did the same thing, and then they left, and Haridas Thakur rose from the ocean and just came to the shore chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And then later on, Haridas Thakur went straight to the king, and the king was amazed. And the king understood that he is not an ordinary person, he's a liberated soul. Um, and then the king surrendered his life. And the king told Haridas Thakur that nobody ever in the future will stop you from chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Neither me nor any of my descendant. It's a standing order. You are free to do whatever, and we surrender our lives to you. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Haridas Thakur, do you remember? And he said, that was me who came to protect you. So in that way, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Kola Bicha Sridhar. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Murari Gupta. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Murari Gupta, in previous birth you were Hanuman. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his Sita Ram Lakshman Swaroop to Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta, a tail exhibited in Murari Gupta's back, and Murari Gupta wept tears in separation from his Lord Sri Ram. And in that way, Kolavita Sridhar, he exhibited his Radha Krishna form because his internal mood was serving as a servant of Srimati Radharani. In that way, during the Mahaprakash Leela, it continued for 21 hours. And during that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed um, his divinity to all the devotees. All the devotees, many times before, they would ask Nimai Pandit, they would glorify Nimai Pandit as Krishna, and Nimai Pandit would always say Vishnu, 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 and he would know. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that devotees are with so much anxiety and they want some reciprocation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself made such arrangement. But generally, he would not exhibit his divinity because he came in the mood of a devotee. So then devotees saw Sachi Mata there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fulfilled all the desires of all the assembled devotees. In whichever mood they would worship Lord Krishna or Lord Ramchandra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his divinity to reciprocate with their loving devotion. But devotees saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own mother, Sachi Mata, she was somewhere in the corner. So devotees asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, what about Sachi Mata? You didn't call your own mother, Sachi Devi. Please give her a divine love of God. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I will not give a love of God. And the devotees became very much disturbed in their mind, and they told Lord Chaitanya, my Lord, she is your mother. Please show your mercy onto your mother. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, I will not give my mercy to my mother Sachi Mata. And then devotees said, my Lord, why are you doing like this? You gave mercy to everybody. Qualified, non-qualified. She is your mother. Then the Lord said to all the devotees that because she found fault in Advaita Acharya, because she mentally had ill feelings towards Advaita. Because of this offense, I will not give her love of God. And um, then because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows everything, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told all the devotees that when my elder brother, he would associate with Advaita and other devotees, and then Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra, they saw that their elder brother was taking lot of interest in Krishna Bhakti, and day and night he was not interested in anything other than devotional service to Krishna. So they became very much in anxiety, and they thought that maybe this child will take some serious steps, so let us get him married. So Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, they made all the marriage arrangements for the elder brother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vishwarup. When Vishwarup heard that they are looking for my marriage, Vishwarup left home and he took sannyas, and he became Shankarananya Swami. Uh, and seeing this, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata were very much disturbed. And then later on, um, they saw later on Jagannath Mishra passed away. He left the body. That's when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Gaya, and uh, he met Ishwar Puri. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back, he became a devotee, and now he is whole night and day spending time with Advaita, Murari Gupta, Gadadhar Pandit, Shivas Thakur, and everyone. And the father has left. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is married to Vishnu Priya. Vishnu Priya is actually Lakshmi Devi, Lord Vishnu's consort. So he is married to Vishnu Priya, and what if and Jagannath Mishra, when he was alive, he told Sachi Mata that I have a feeling that our child Nimai will take sannyas. And Sachi Mata had a lot of fear. And when she saw that his second child, Nimai, is also associating Advaita Acharya, she felt in her mind that he is not Advaita, he is Dvaita. Dvaita means split. Advaita means non-different. So he's called yeah. So he is not Advaita, he is Dvaita, because he's splitting families apart. He is splitting the mother from his child. And Sachi Mata had this view about Advaita. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, naturally Sachi Mata didn't say to anyone. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told all the devotees that because Sachi Mata has this kind of views to Advaita, I will not give a love of God. And Sachi Mata started weeping. And the devotees don't know what to do. So devotees asked the Lord what she should do to receive your mercy. How can she become a recipient of your mercy? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord told all the devotees that she has to take the dust from the lotus feet of Advaita and smear it on her head. Then I will give a love of God. Otherwise, I will not give a love of God. So Sachi Mata heard this. Sachi Mata went to Advaita and she told Advaita that I want dust from your lotus feet. And Advaita Acharya was like, he was shocked. He said, he started glorifying Sachi Mata. And he said, you are the one who bore the Lord in your womb. And he started glorifying, you are Mother Yashoda from spiritual world. You are the mother of all. And how can and he started glorifying all the other qualities, her devotion for Nimai Pandit, her love and care for all the Vaishnavas, and he started glorifying Mother Sachi in such a way, with with as if he has 100 mouths. He was glorifying Sachi Mata and he fainted in ecstatic love. Sachi Mata took that opportunity. She immediately took that dust from the feet of Advaita Acharya, smeared it on her head. And as soon as she did that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave her love of God. As soon as Sachi Mata received love of God, she became ecstatic and she fainted in that ecstatic love. So Advaita Acharya also fainted, Sachi Mata also fainted, and they both received love of God from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's how this particular, it's very instructive pastime of Advaita Acharya, how offenses can, even if we are very sincere and trying to make very nice progress in our Krishna consciousness, offenses can bar our progress. So like this, then at one instance, maybe I see it's 11:15 already, maybe I'll share one more last pastime. Although there are, if you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, the pastimes of Advaita Acharya are like oceanic. Of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are just never-ending leelas of the Lord. So one more, in one instance when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so what happened is, um, after some time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told all the, he told Nityananda Prabhu, he told Nityananda Prabhu that I'm going to take sannyas now. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that um, I have come here to give love of God to everyone. But these, because there were a lot of pandits, scholars, Vyakaran, grammar, and all those things. And because these people are so atheistic, they have very negative views about the devotees. They would actually criticize devotees. So they have very negative views. And if they blaspheme me, instead of, my purpose is to give them love of Godhead, and somehow or other, because they're blasphemous to me, they are further degrading in their spiritual life, and the purpose of my incarnation is not yet fulfilled. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Nityananda Prabhu that I'm going to take sannyas, because the culture and the custom is, the moment you see a sannyasi, you bow down. And these people, even if they are full of pride and other um, uh, unwanted qualities, if they just bow down to me, just bow down to me, not as anyone else, but just because you're sannyasi, that's a culture. So if they just bow down to me, I'll give them love of God. I'm just looking for one instance to give them love of God. And then Nityananda Prabhu, when he heard the news, he became very grave. It was like volcanic eruption started in his heart. His mind and his heart became very much agitated. But naturally, he would not say anything to the Lord, but he started thinking, what will be the condition of Sachi Mata? What will happen to her home? Her father passed away, son took sannyas. Nimai Pandit will leave her. What will happen to Vishnu Priya? What will happen to all the devotees? All the devotees' life and soul is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of him, there is whole night kirtan on the streets, so much loving exchanges. All devotional services were centered around the Lord. What will happen to Navadvip? What will happen? And just all these thoughts became like uh, volcanic eruption in the heart of Nityananda Prabhu. He would walk normally, he would talk normally, but inside he was really disturbed. And then slowly, it's a very intense pastime. Uh, Advaita Acharya got the news. Uh, Gadadhar Pandit got the news. They were very much disturbed, but nobody would say anything to the Lord, because they would all say that, Lord, you are Avijja Swarat, completely independent, and we have no right to tell you what to do, what not to do. Whatever pleases you, my Lord, we surrender to you. That's what Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, surrender. So we surrender to your will, and they would not say anything. They would just bring the poison. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sachi Mata also, but Sachi Mata knew about her son now. So she became like a stone, with no feelings, because two things happen: either you cry a lot, or you withdraw from the word, um, um, like um, like the word doesn't exist for you. So in that way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu circumambulated her mother, and overnight he left, and then he went to Katwa and he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati. These are all very, very long pastimes of the Lord. And then um, okay, now fast forwarding, coming to the story that I wanted to share, fast forwarding 3 years from there, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually coming to meet all the devotees in Bengal. After taking sannyas, Advaita Acharya was in his home, and one sannyasi, not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, another sannyasi, he came to the house of Advaita Acharya. And when he saw Advaita Acharya, he told Advaita Acharya that Advaita, I have a question for you. And Advaita Acharya told the sannyasi, how can I serve you, your holiness? And the sannyasi asked this question, what is the relationship between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Keshav Bharati? What is the relationship? So Advaita Acharya started thinking, and he was thinking in his mind, well, there are two ways in which this question can be answered. From social customary point of view, external point of view, Keshav Bharati is the sannyas guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But from Tattva point of view, Keshav Bharati is one of the unlimited living entities who are part and parcel of the Lord. So one is he is a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one is sannyas guru. So in this way, he was thinking, what should I answer? So Advaita Acharya thought, I don't know who this sannyasi is and how much he is aware of the tattvas. So Advaita Acharya said, first let me tell about the customary external point of view. So Advaita Acharya told that Keshav Bharati is actually guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the moment he heard that, Advaita Acharya said that, uh, Advaita Acharya's son, who was that time 3 years old, his name was Achyutananda. 5 years old, he was 5 years old. His name was Achyutananda. He was playing in the mud. He was not wearing any clothes, like small children. He was playing in the mud. As soon as he heard Advaita, his father, saying that Keshav Bharati, sannyas guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he became really angry. He went to his father and he told his father, wait a second, did I really heard what I heard? What did you just say? Did you just say that Keshav Bharati, sannyas guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Is this what I heard? And then Achyutananda became very angry, and he said, the person from whose pores all the millions of universes emanates, he has incarnated, and these rishis and sages, there are millions in numbers who are part and parcel of the Lord. They just come and go. So many saintly people are there, and he is the one who is Sarva Karana Karanam, who is the cause of all causes. And did you just say that he is the sannyas, he is a disciple of Keshav Bharati? Now I can see the influence of material energy. My dear father, you have been overcome by the illusory energy of the Lord. In that way, Achyutananda, who was just 5 years old boy, he started philosophically explaining the position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when Advaita Acharya heard this, Advaita Acharya understood that this boy is not ordinary. He is eternal associate of the Lord. Otherwise, how could a boy of 5-year-old speak such philosophical truths, which are so difficult to understand by a common man? And Advaita Acharya became ecstatic. He picked up his child Achyutananda on his lap, and he put him onto the air, and he said, "You are my father, I am your son." He started calling him Bap. Bap means father. They started telling him that you are my father, you are my father, you are my father. I am your son. I am surrendered to you. And then Advaita Acharya became ecstatic because when he heard such pure philosophical truth coming from the mouth of Achyutananda. And then Achyutananda became ecstatic in divinity, remembering Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Advaita Acharya, understanding the position of his son, he became ecstatic. And they both started crying, and they both are calling each other their father. And when the sannyasi saw that, the sannyasi understood by like father, like son, they both are very exalted people. And as they were just bathing each other and dancing and chanting the names of the Lord, the sannyasi paid his obeisances and he left. He thought, I'm not qualified to be amidst this assembly of uh, of the father and son. And immediately after that, actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was coming from Bengal and he came to the house of Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya received a lot of worship, and um, um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that time gave lot of mercy to his son Achyutananda also. So there are many pastimes. This is some glimpse of something, whatever I could recall, um, uh, 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 related to Advaita Acharya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is said, I'm ending here. It is said, the pranam mantra for Advaita Acharya is Advaitam Harinadvaitam, Acharya Bhakti Shamshanat, Bhaktavtaram Ishantam, Advaita Acharyam Ashraya, which means Advaitam Harinadvaitam. That Advaita means non-different. Advaitam Harin Advaitam. Hari means the Supreme Lord. So he is non-different from Hari because he is incarnation of Mahavishnu. So Harin Advaitam, Acharya Bhakti Samshanam, because he is teaching Bhakti, that's why he is called Acharya. That's why he is given the name Advaita Acharya, because he is non-different from Hari, and he came, and then Bhakta Avataram Ishantam. He has come as a Bhakta. Bhakta Avatar. He is incarnated as a Bhakta. Ishantam. Isha means supreme personality of Godhead. He's Sakshat Bhagwan, but he has incarnated in the form of a Bhakta. So, Advaita Acharya Ashraya. Therefore, I take shelter of such a personality as Advaita Acharya. And Narottam Das Thakur says in his song, Daya karo Sitapati Advaita Gosai Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Nitai Daya koro Sitapati Advaita Gosai Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Nitai. So it says Daya Karo Sitapati, oh husband of Sita Thakurani, because Sita Thakurani was the wife of Advaita Acharya, Advaita Gosai. Tava kripa bale pai Chaitanya Nitai. Whoever receives the mercy of Advaita Acharya can only get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. We can approach the Lord through his devotees. And that's where it becomes important to take shelter of Advaita Acharya. Tomorrow is his appearance day. We fast till noon, and we can pray to Advaita Acharya to shower his mercy so we can receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu. And by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, we can approach Radha and Krishna. Okay. So that's all from my side today. If there are some discussion, anybody would like to ask anything, I can answer.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ram Shankar Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Dandavat Prabhu. Prabhuji, as you have mentioned that the Advaita Acharya, he is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, and Haridas Thakur, he is the incarnation of Brahmaji. So is there any somewhere written or just based upon their you can say that their character we have because the Acharya they might have mentioned that they are the incarnation of Lord Vishnu or maybe
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Well, Prabhu, uh, Panch Tattva are mentioned in Padma Purana. That Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu and Gadadhar Pandit, and they are mentioned in Padma Purana. But many of the other associates were revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. They comes in Chaitanya Leela. But these Panchatattva are mentioned from Padma Purana.
Okay. Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone has any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Shweta.
Wonderful pastimes of the Acharyas and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was very nice to hear the pastimes from you. Prabhuji, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati, but his Diksha Guru is Ishwarpuri. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so spiritual master and Diksha Guru are not one and the same.
Yeah,
Generally.
Ishwarpuri left Mataji.
Okay.
He left the body.
Okay.
And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu later on took sannyas after a few years from Keshav Bharati.
Okay, but in general they could be different or they will be same?
Usually the same Mataji. Like for example, many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, they took sannyas from Srila Prabhupada, and after Srila Prabhupada departed physically from this plane, then later on Srila Prabhupada disciples took sannyas from another sannyas disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So only a sannyasi can give someone sannyas. So because Prabhupada was not there, so his own disciples gave sannyas. More important is actually the Diksha Guru. So although, for example, my own spiritual master, he received sannyas from one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. But sannyas Guru is somebody because as a matter of custom, you need a sannyasi to take sannyas. But the real relationship is with Diksha Guru. So for him, it's Ishwarpuri. Good?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And one last question, Prabhuji. Like
Okay.
when Sachimata, like initially when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu denied the love of Godhead for Sachimata, he was saying that she had some ill feelings towards Advaita Acharya. But as a mother, what she felt was it was not anything towards particular to Advaita Acharya, but she was out of fear already. They missed their elder son, and now that the last son, who is the only male member of the family, is also about to take sannyas, like or they are about to leave the family. So those feelings we cannot like consider as because in Ramanujacharya philosophy, like in his pastimes also it comes when he took sannyas at the age of 32, the same thing. It was like very much justified also, but for my mind, I'm unable to understand that. If you can like...
Yeah, this is very esoteric to understand. Yet at the same time, we also understand that if somebody takes sannyas, it is said that their family is also taken care. Their families are delivered just because some member in the family takes sannyas. So in that way, scripturally, the family members are highly benefited. In fact, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's elder brother Vishwabhi took sannyas and Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata were crying, the Vedas they told him that you are so fortunate that millions of people in your generation are delivered just because your son accepted the sannyas order and dedicated his life to the worship of Lord Narayan. So scripturally it's correct, yet at the same time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to emphasize the danger of Vaishnava path. And naturally, this Sachi Mata, this Mother Yashoda, they are completely beyond all these things. Um, Yet, Lord teaches through His own devotees. He came to teach us how to practice bhakti, and he taught all different principles of bhakti through his own pastimes. So that's what I can say. Does it help?
So it's like the immediate relatives or the associates also should understand uh, the spiritual meaning out of it, and they should like avoid the material bondages, and so they have to
Yeah,
take it as it is.
yeah, one should see that everything happens by Lord's arrangement. I mean, Jagannath Mishra was so much afraid that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may take sannyas that he told his child, "You're not going to study out anymore." And Nimai Pandit stayed at home and he was not allowed to go anywhere. Then one of the friend of Jagannath Mishra, he told him that whatever is supposed to happen is dependent upon the past of this child. I mean, Jagannath Mishra would not see Nimai Pandit as um, um, Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. He would not understand. Just like the Yashoda Maya and Nanda Baba never thought Krishna is God. They always thought he is my son. So one of the friend told him that whatever is supposed to happen will happen, and you cannot stop by stopping the child going out. So just depend on the Lord. You are a Brahman devotee of the Lord, so you should depend on the Lord. So anybody takes sannyas, it's based on their own life. Actually, parents cannot stop. Parents can just be, they can just consider themselves very fortunate that someone in their home has taken that step, and they can be very grateful, but yeah, they cannot stop it. जो लिखा है उसको कोई रोक नहीं सकता. If somebody is meant to take sannyas, it will anyways happen. But giving finding fault in somebody as the cause of the child's divinity is not a very right thing to do. Technically speaking, thinking that actually Advaita Acharya was also very shocked. Advaita Acharya is a devotee and he need devotee sangha. When he heard that Vishwarup has taken sannyas, he was also equally shocked. He actually went to the home of Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata, lamenting that I'm very sorry for what you are going through. I could not believe that he would take sannyas. It was just the personal devotion of Vishwarup, um, that he took sannyas. But Sachi Mata blamed everything to Advaita Acharya. That was not very right thing to do. So the lesson in our lives also, something may happen, and then we may find fault in some devotees and thinking that because of them this thing happened. That is not very intelligent, and this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to avoid. Good.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank
Very grateful to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Padma.
Prabhuji, one question. Yeah,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So, Advaita Acharya is actually is another than Mahavishnu, you said, right?
Yes.
And Vishnu Priya Mataji is Lakshmi.
Yes.
And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself.
Yes.
But she became wife of, yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, once you asked this question, beginning I understood what you're going to ask. Okay, so Prabhu, Lakshmi is also wife of Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu are one and the same personality. And then we hear Lakshmi Sahasrata Sambrahma Sevya Manav Govinda Mari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Brahmaji prays there. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Shakalpa Vriksha Lakshavrateshu Shurabhiravipalantam Lakshmi Sahasasata Sambrahma Sevya Manav Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Lakshmi Sahasra. Sahasra means thousands. Thousands of Lakshmis. Lakshmi Sahasata Sambrahma Sevya Manav. They are serving Lord Krishna. Govinda, who is Lord Krishna, Govindam Adi Purusham. That's why Brahmaji prays Tamaham Bhajami. I worship your Govinda. You are being served by, and the first two lines says Chintamani Prakara Sadmusa Kalpa Viksha. Every dust of Vrindavan is Chintamani. you ask anything from a grain, a dust of Vrindavan, it can fulfill all your desire. Kalpa Vriksha, all the trees are Kalpa Vriksha there. Chintamani, Prakara Sadmasha Kalpa Vriksha, Laksha Vratesha Shurabhir Abhipalayantam, and all the cows are Surabhi cows. Um, 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 there are many characteristics of Surabhi cows. And then he is served by thousands and millions of Lakshmis. That's why I worship Govinda. So technically speaking, if you see Tattva wise, Srimati Radharani is actually the source of all the Lakshmis. So they are all Shakti Tattva, just like Narayan and Krishna are one and the same. In a way, they both are simultaneously existing. One is a source of another, but tattva wise they are the same. Likewise, Lakshmi, Gopi, Srimati Radharani are also one and the same. Is that all right? Or the tattva wise? No, not clear yet.
Clear, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you.
Understood.
Yeah, even if you see read Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Venkata Bhatta. And Venkata Bhatta says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Venkata Bhatta that who is superior, Vishnu or Krishna? And Venkata Bhatta was actually the leader of Sri Rangam temple. So he and his brother Prabodhananda Saraswati and others, they were like kind of like the in charge of the Sri Rangam. So when Mahaprabhu went to South India tour for 4 months in the rainy season, he stayed in Sri Rangam, and actually at the house of Venkata Bhatta. And Venkata Bhatta was very much inspired by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because when he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was amazed by the divinity of Lord Chaitanya, his dancing, his kirtans. He never felt like that before. So, and then on the top, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi also, externally also. So Venkata Bhatta was very respectful, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then but Venkata Bhatta would believe that Vishnu is the source of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to clarify that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Venkata Bhatta, who is supreme, Vishnu or Krishna? Then Venkata Bhatta said, my lord, they are same personality, so it's okay. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, no, they are same personality. Yeah, they are two different personalities. This is Achintya Bheda Abheda. They are simultaneously one and different. They are same, at the same time, one is a source of another. So who is supreme? And then um, um, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu raised a question, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you what you say is Vishnu is supreme, then why is it that Lakshmi Devi is performing tapasya at Belvan to be accepted as a wife of Lord Krishna? Why is it like that? And she's doing tapasya and she's not able to enter. If Lord Vishnu is supreme, so he is full in all the qualities, then why should Lakshmi Devi worship Krishna? It means she's lacking something that Krishna can fulfill, that her own husband Narayan cannot fulfill. So why is it like that? And Venkata Bhatta said, my lord, they are one and the same. So technically there is nothing wrong if Lakshmi is, this comes in scripture that Lakshmi is doing severe austerity to take part in Krishna's Raslila pastimes. So why she is desiring that when Lord Vishnu is supreme in himself, the original supreme God? Then Venkata Bhatta said, my lord, what you say is true, but at the same time, since there are two personalities, so if Lakshmi Devi wanted to worship Lord Krishna, she cannot be called unchaste because they are one and the same supreme personality of Godhead. And then this conversation continues. So just in reference, finally Venkata Bhatta becomes a devotee of Lord Krishna and understand the position of Lord Krishna in that particular pastime. So Lord Krishna has 4 qualities superior to Lord Vishnu, and they are called Venu Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, Prem Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. Leela Madhuri is the pastimes of Lord Krishna supremely attractive, like no other. Then Venu Madhuri is only Krishna plays the flute, which is the supremely most attractive. And then Leela, and then Prem Madhuri is the devotion of Srimati Radharani and the gopis, and the kind of relationship they have like Radharani and the gopis with Lord Krishna is like no other. Like we see Lakshmi Devi always serving at the feet of Lord Narayan, but we see Radharani gopis have very intimate relationship with Lord Krishna. So that prema is no comparison. So Prem Madhuri, Leela, the sweetness of the pastimes of Lord Krishna, Leela Madhuri, then Venu Madhuri, which is flute, and then Rupa Madhuri, the enchanting form of threefold bended form of Lord Krishna playing a flute, who bends in three form in a two-handed form, and that is extremely enchanting. So Lord Narayan has 60 qualities and Lord Krishna has 64 qualities. So later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu naturally clarified it further, and Venkata Bhatta and Prabodhana Saraswati, who was a leader of Srirangam, he actually he went to Vrindavan and he lived the rest of the life in Vrindavan. There is a samadhi of Prabodhana Saraswati at Kalia Ghat, where Lord Krishna killed Kalia, that place. That's where the samadhi of Prabodhana Saraswati is there today. And he wrote a book, many books on Vrindavan Mahimamrita, and he wrote a book, Radha Rasa Shuddha Nidhi, the importance of devotion, Srimati Radharani, and many books like that, Prabodhana Saraswati. And Venkata Bhatta, he had a son whose name was Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. And Venkata Bhatta told Raghunath Bhatta Goswami that the goal of your life is to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was one of the 6 Goswamis who came to Vrindavan on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to establish the lost glories of Vrindavan. And there are many, many more pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But the essence is Achintya Bheda Bheda. Bheda Abhed means they are simultaneously one, at the same time they are different. So there is nothing wrong in her being the wife of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Anything else? Any other question? Okay. I see we have already exceeded the time for today. Thank you very much. If I spoke anything wrong, inappropriate, please forgive me as a humble servant. My obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhujis and Matajis, for this Vaishnava Sangha. Dhanavad Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dhanavad.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you,
Prabhuji,
Hare
Dhanavad
Krishna.
Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.